Do you feel like you need God's encouragement and wisdom throughout the week to take hold of His promise to fly like an eagle? You've come to the right place. Welcome to Eagles on the Hill. Let's join our host, Pastor Jeff Scheich.
All right, people, I am your host, Pastor Jeff Scheich. Thanks for joining us. We want to encourage you to search for Eagles on the Hill on YouTube and hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Find us wherever you listen to podcasts and follow us there as we together follow Jesus and draw strength from Him to fly like an eagle. Today, I'm excited to welcome Joel Marquardt, our Director of Middle School Ministry at Christ Lincoln, onto the show. They just got returned from a mission trip. And so I want to have Joel tell us about that and be able to rejoice along with him and the rest of the people who went at the exciting things that happened. So, Joel, thanks for joining us today. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah. So when did you get back?
We just got back late Friday night.
Okay. So pretty recently. You look like you're awake.
I am a little bit today.
All right, good. Well, thanks for being here. And so tell us just first of all, how many students went, adults, where did you go? Tell us about that.
Yeah, we took 41 middle school students, our 6th to 8th grade students, 7 adults with us. We were out in Colorado at a camp called Lutheran Valley Retreat, just about an hour and a half up the mountain, northwest from Colorado Springs. So if you've been in Colorado before, you know Pikes Peak. We had a great view of Pikes Peak from where we were when we climbed the mountain on Wednesday.
Good. Did you get a chance to go up Pikes Peak when you were there or not?
We did not. We went to Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs as our kind of way home stop. And that was a beautiful view of some of that scenery there.
Nice. Very good. So what happens while you're there? What's the main mission project that you do there?
Yeah, so the camp there, LVR, is situated in and around National Forest property. So it's a lot of their land that is public access. You have to go through their gate, but you can use trails and other things that are open to the public as part of the National Forest, the Pike National Forest. So a lot of what we did was working on trails, clearing an area of the Cedar Mountain Trail, making it wider, making it more level, filling in spots that had been washed away by rain, all that kind of stuff. And then some other our crew worked on what's called fire mitigation projects, where we went and cleared out underbrush, cut down saplings and other pine tree pieces that were growing too close together. So to help prevent future wildfire damage in case of a fire there. Wow.
So this sounds like, this isn't work like doing VBS. This is a different kind of work. This is sweating work.
Yes. Yeah, it was hard work. And being up at elevation, the camp elevation's just over 8,500 feet. Woo! And so working out in the trail, picking up logs, moving stuff, swinging pickaxes. We had some kids with their hearts racing.
Wow. That's good. So what makes this trip a highlight for the kids? Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's great work to serve, but it's not just service. There's plenty of time we spent during the week doing all the fun camp activities, some of the high adventure ropes course, different time together as a group, Bible study time, campfire times of worship, that were all, really just the time to come together. And then I think the highlight for a lot of our students was a hike on Wednesday morning. We skipped some of our service project time to go out and climb Cedar Mountain, just stunning views of the mountains around. It's a challenging hike, really pushed some of our students, but that was a huge confidence boost once we got to the top to say, yeah, I did that. I made it.
Good. And do you have interaction while you're there with anybody outside of Christ Lincoln or not? Like other groups there with
staff,
you? Or?
The camp staff did a great job hosting us. We had some counselors who were assigned to us throughout the week, working with our students. Our students really got to know and love those college-age students, hear about their faith each night at campfire. They would play songs for us, but then also share some of their faith and some Bible verses with us in that campfire setting, which is great. There were other campers there. Another service project group from Texas was there. But also just regular campers, kids who come out each summer to enjoy the different activities and get to grow close to God through the camp ministry that's there.
Good. That's great. Now, one of the things that we're going to be introducing here at Christ Lincoln over the next couple of months, we've talked about it a little bit, but we're going to really kind of stress it, introduce it, kind of get people locked on board with it, is this idea of rows, circles, arrows, and dots. And what we mean by that is rows it's 4 really different aspects of the Christian life and how we live a balanced Christian life. One is rows, where we go to worship together. We worship in rows. Another is circles, where we're involved in small group studies, Bible studies with 8 to 10, 12 people. And then arrows is going out to serve. And obviously the stress here is serving to bless really many who will be out in the wilderness. And then dots is our own personal time with God. Did that play into your time there in terms of how things were divided up at all? And if so, how'd that play out?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great trip for kids to experience and learn about each one of those, really. Each morning, we started with service. And so that's your arrow. I mean, again, that was a key part of our trip, but to serve, not just serving in our work projects, but also serving each other. Times where each cabin group had times where they were cleaning up after dinner or cleaning bathrooms or helping pick up trash around camp. That's service too. And so we practiced that every day. We had a circle time each afternoon. We came together for cabin time, some discussion, some debriefing, what was happening. But that was actually preceded by time for a dot, really, where after lunch each day, kids went back to their cabins, had to take a break, cool off a little bit. But also the devotion books had a specific passage each day that was a focus for that devotion. And so we gave them 10 to 15 minutes just to sit on their bunk, read through that passage, read it carefully, highlight some notes, and then answer some questions and have some reflection in that personally, but then also as a cabin group in our circle to sit together and talk about what were we learning from this experience and what is this passage that we just read for our devotion saying to us about what we're learning here. And then we close each night after dinner and all the fun camp stuff, close each night with campfire and literally sitting in rows on the benches around the different campfire circles, but worshiping, singing songs, actually a lot of the same songs we sing here in worship on Sunday morning at 2:11. Kids are familiar with hearing from, like I said, a counselor who's sharing a Bible verse, who's sharing an experience from their own life, praying together in that setting. Kind of what a great way to close the night in worship, and then get back up and start it all over again the next day.
Cool. That's really great to have that balance of those different pieces all woven into the course of the day. And as you were describing that, the biggest one that hit me was dots, because how even for us adults, how often do we spend 15 minutes with God and His Word? If we spend a minute without our phones in our hand, it gets pretty hard. So I can imagine for middle schoolers to have to go, I'm going to try to focus and answer a few questions and think about my relationship with Jesus. That's just a great challenge.
Yeah. Great time. Oh, it's a great time. And we intentionally left phones behind for the whole week.
Whoa.
They don't work very well. Yeah, they don't work.
So they didn't have their phones the whole week.
Nope. They don't work out in the mountains. Even adults didn't have signal except when we were near camp office and get on the Wi-Fi. But left them there. And that was a real opening moment, because then students had a chance to do that. And I think it encouraged conversation. When we got to our circle time, there was little distraction. But that devotion time, some basic questions really that we focused on, things like, what does these Bible verses say about what God has done for you? A question we all should be asking ourselves when we read God's word. What does it say about what God's actions toward me are? How does his attitude towards me? And then each night we closed in another debrief time with our cabin groups. And the question based on the theme for the week from camp was, why does God still love you? From Romans 5:8, that God loves us even while we were still enemies of him, that he sent his son to die for us. And so that question, why does God still love you? Every night we ask that question, and kids really latching onto the promise of God. We're his children. He sent his son for us. That's why he loves us. Not because of anything we've done, not because we're doing great work out here, not because we said something the right way, but no, because he loves us. He just does.
Yeah. Joel, that's just awesome. Thank you for all of your work out there. It just sounds like those kids were really blessed. We got about 2 or 3 minutes left here. Any further thoughts you wanted to share about the trip?
I think one of our students really summed it up pretty well when we returned home late Friday night. He said, I wasn't so sure on Monday morning when we started working. It was pretty hard. And I'm not sure the food was going to be my favorite all week. But he said, by the end of the week, I didn't want to stop working. I wanted to get out there and do more. And it was just fun to watch the kids grow together, to watch them towards the end of the week as we were doing more of the high ropes courses and the rappelling and stuff, encourage each other and push each other along. And like I said, I think Wednesday morning hike was a huge highlight for a lot of kids to do something they've never done before, to summit a mountain, to look out upon God's beautiful creation. We sang a song, recited a prayer up there together, and just to know this is all God's handiwork, and we are all part of that. together individually, but also together as his body.
Right. Wow. Joel, thank you for all your work, and extend our thanks to all of those other people who went there without pay, volunteered to go and bless those kids. Just extend our thanks to them for the way they gave of their week to minister and to share with those kids. So thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Thanks for being here. All right. That's Joel Marquardt, and we're glad to have him at Eagles on the Hill, and what a blessing he is to Christ Lincoln. We're going to close out here with an encouragement for you to email us at eaglesonthehill211@gmail.com. That's Eagles on the Hill, all one word, no spaces, dots, dashes, underscores, just one word. We'd love to hear from you. Subscribe on our YouTube channel or follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. You can hit like buttons wherever they are as well. Remember the promise of God as we close, that those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will fly on wings like eagles. Thanks for joining us today. God's blessings on your day.